All right, so this is going to be our Cars Illustrated Cars on the Go review of the week. And this week I am reviewing the 2015 Volkswagen CC 2.0 Sport. And I have no idea why they put the word sport in it, because this car is about as sporty as a wet napkin. Now, let's start off with the real deal. I'm going to go through the things I like about this car before I tell you what I really feel about it. And there is a few things to really like about the Volkswagen CC. It is a very comfortable car. I love the front bucket seats. I love the build quality on the interior, and I certainly would commend Volkswagen for their interior material choices. I think the fit and finish on the car overall is nice, but then you start to think about the drive. And that's the part that kind of drives me nuts, is it can be a great car looking on the outside. It can be a great car as far as looks on the inside. But is it going to excite you? And in this case, well, no. It goes 0 to 60 in about 9 seconds. It's got a turbocharged 2-liter that's direct injected that goes 200 horsepower and 207 pounds-feet of torque. And it's just not there. It's not what you want if you're looking for a performance sedan, and it's certainly not what we're looking for at Cars Illustrated. And I can tell you this, for close to $34,000, there is no way in hell that this particular test editor would ever spend that kind of money on a sedan that couldn't get out of its own way. Now, that being said, as far as acceleration, the drive is, well, it's pretty predictable. The car does feel tight. It uses independent suspension all the way around, struts in the front, multi-link in the rear. And the car overall does have a nice feel to it when you're driving it down the freeway. Now, I drove it down an extended stretch of Highway 15 all the way through the middle of Southern California, and it was a pretty nice car to go cruising in, but even with the 6-speed manual transmission, it still just wasn't doing it for me. I would like to think that this car is someone's dream car out there. It's just not mine. I will say this, that, you know, if you're out there looking for something like a small, sporty sedan, this might do the trick for you. But as far as Cars Illustrated, it's kind of a bust. I wouldn't say that anyone's going to get excited over this car driving it. I would say that it's just another utilitarian piece of hardware that someone drives back and forth to work. But for all of us at Cars Illustrated, I will say this. The car is, well, down at the bottom of the pile. Its acceleration is mediocre at best. Its throttle response is not that good. As far as power, I already told you, 200 and 207. I mean, really? You couldn't have given me the 3.6 liter with the all-wheel drive? What do I do? Now, if you're out shopping for cars like this, none of it matters. And if you're out shopping for cars like this, well, you're probably not watching this review, but for those of you out there that love Cars Illustrated and what we do, you know that we try to get a little bit of everyday cars mixed into with what we do. But overall, it's just not that great of a car. The styling is, the interior styling is decent. The HVAC controls are completely useless. Navigation, completely useless. Getting any kind of interface between you and your electronics, completely useless. Now, I think I'm going to try to wrap up this entire thing in just one paragraph. If you're out shopping for a mid-range, and that's sad to say mid-range, $30,000 to $35,000 sedan, there's a lot of choices out there. And if you're a Volkswagen fan, and there's a lot of you out there, a car like this is going to make you excited because it's going to give you German handling or something like that. And you'll have some fun with the car. But as for Cars Illustrated, not really our cup of tea. And we do thank Page One for the chance to drive it, and I certainly had fun in the car cruising down the highway. But as far as trying to really have any kind of acceleration or performance test, it's just a waste of time. It's a wet napkin. But we do want to make sure and thank everyone at Page One, all of our friends down here, my videographer, and all the guys that put some GoPros in this car and did some nice beauty shots of it. And that's going to wrap it up. If you want more information about what we do, just go to carsillustrated.com. You can, of course, check it all out at Cars Illustrated on Instagram and Facebook, or just check out the forum right there at carsillustrated.com. I'm Dennis Pitzenbarger, and until the next anemic wannabe car that they give me, until they start giving us something with the power, that's our quickie review for the week. See you later.